Well, alright guys, Manny CA here, and continuing our series on working on the Pietta and Uberti clones. We're going to go ahead, I'm going to show you guys how to lighten your mainspring or your hammer spring on your revolvers. Now, I took this one out, and you can see it's just a beast. It's heavy, and the trigger pull on, the hammer pull on this is just too heavy. So what we're going to do, plus I'm having trouble trying to get it in and out of the slot over here, and it shouldn't be that hard. It should kind of just fall out. You should be able to have the screw that's right here, the tension screw, put the tension on here and keep this guy from backing up, but he's just really thick. It's a thick, ungodly spring. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on it, and we're going to use our good old belt sander. Now as we're using the belt sander, don't try to take any material off from the tips over here or from the bottom over here along the shank. You want to make it along the center part right here. And what you want to do is, as you do it, you want to go like this and rock it, because what you want to do is you want to make the spring oval, because these springs are kind of like rectangle-ish. When you come down this way, they're kind of squared. What you want to do is make it an oval like that. It helps, spread out the pressure. You're less likely to get your spring to break. These things are notorious for breaking. Best thing to do is just, as you're sanding it, rock it back and forth like this. And we're going to do the outside edge. And like I said, buy new parts. Buy a spare spring before you do this. If this gun is your weekly shooter, buy spare parts. Buy spare parts. Buy spare parts. And on the last note, buy spare parts. They're cheap. And if this is your first, second, third time doing it, you will screw it up. They will break. Buy new parts. Buy spare parts. Buy spare parts. Did I say to buy spare parts? Buy spare parts. Do yourself a favor and buy spare parts. Okay, now that I got that covered, we're going to show you how to do this. What we're going to do is, let's pan out here a little bit. That's too far. We're going to bring our good old belt sander into play. Love the belt sander. It's probably one of the most utilized tools we have around here when it comes to doing stuff like that. So, there's your sander. Now what we're going to be doing is, as we do this, we're going to be rocking the spring back and forth, and you have two parts on your sander. I'll show you. You've got the backing over here to do straight, and we're not going to use that. We're going to use this piece right here that flexes a little bit so we don't get any high spots. Alright, so we're going to turn this on and we're going to do a little sanding, and we'll come back and we'll show you how we do it. But watch, we're going to go back and forth. Use your hands when you do this if you want. You might want to keep a little container of water in case the spring gets too hot. If it gets too hot to hold, you may ruin the temper of the spring. Toss it and start all over again. So, we're going to start this baby up and get to sanding. And as anything, this is a test as you go. So remove some material, assemble the gun again, test it out, see if you like it. See, the spring is starting to warm up a little bit. I'm going to just wipe it down a little bit, take off some of the dust that we've got on here. And this is a 120 grit belt we've got on here right now. So you can see how we're starting to kind of round it off a little bit. That's what you want. You want to round it off, because what happens is if you put any nicks in here or you get any low spots, that's the place where it's going to break. You don't want that. So we'll do a little bit more, and then we're going to put the gun together and test it out. You are using goggles, right? All right. Alright, starting to warm up on me, so give it a little bit of a break here. And I'm going to assemble it and see what it's like. And you could always hit it after you're done with a little bit of 600 grit. Just kind of go up and down a little bit with the 600 grit. You can even re-blue it if you want. You saw one of our last videos on how to re-blue. And that way you get a nice spring. You don't got to worry about rust coming on it. We'll re-blue this one when we stick it in. But we've got some work we got to finish up on it. We want to remove some of the high spots and maybe thin out the base a little bit so it fits nice into the gun again. So stick around, you'll see us fit it, and it's definitely going to improve the action of this gun, because this gun was just, it's one of the older Piettas, and it was just rough to cock. I mean, really rough. So stay tuned. Well, we went ahead and we sanded it down a little bit more, and you can see it in there. And remember, you got to make that oval. You want it oval, you don't want it flat. That way it helps distribute the weight. And that is really, really nice compared to what it was before. Before you needed He-Man thumbs. Now this is just, it's still a little heavier, but at the front, you know, I would say this is maybe about a 23, 24 pounder. This is just almost a little heavier what a stock Ruger would feel like when you cock it. But I mean, it's really, really nice. And now I can hold down with my hand. See, before you wasn't able to do that without using vice grips on this stupid one. It was so tough. But yeah, I mean, especially when you go in and you smooth the internals out inside, like I was showing you in one of the other videos. I mean, the gun is like, it's like a new gun now. It's beautiful. So I really encourage you guys to give it a try. You know, don't wait 6 months for a gunsmith to do it, or you know, try to send it out or something. You guys could do this yourself. Something real simple. All you need is a, you know, belt sander. You saw how we did it here. So stay tuned. We're going to do some other stuff to this gun. If you guys want to hang out and check it out. I mean, these Ubertis and the Piettas are beautiful. Beautiful, you know, and they're affordable, but they're rough. So if you guys could do the finishing work yourself, it makes them a whole lot more pleasant to shoot.